Alright guys, so yeah, just so a few of you out there actually know what it is I'm working on at the moment. My buddy Dreadlun said, you know, I've got this classic Battletech box set, let's see if we can have a go and play in it. So I'm going to paint the mechs up, which you'll probably seen on a previous vid. I do know that he has an awful lot of different types of mechs. Now, this is what we're working off. I don't know if this actually had any mechs in to start with or not, but this is the introductory box set by Catalyst Games Labs. So I'm going to crack it open and we're going to have a look just briefly what's in here. So yeah, you got this first booklet, which is nice considering its age. I went to a lot of effort with this. Inner Sphere at a glance. Now basically this is just a bit of a fluff book. It talks about all of the different factions throughout this type of game system, all the powers. Let me just give you an example, guys. We'll get there in a minute. House Curator. This is the Draconis Combine, and it just gives you a bit of fluff about it here and some nice ideas for a few colour schemes as well, actually. I'm not sure if they all follow a specific colour scheme or not. I don't know an awful lot of how this game works yet, but you've got House Merrick. There's all the different houses are in here. The actual introductory rule section does advise you read this first to get a feel for the different factions. I kind of like that one, the white and the blue. And choose one and build your mech army appropriately. But yeah, that's a definite must read. Some nice artwork on there. And then of course, as with all box sets, you've got the quick start rules, which are essential. It gives you a good idea briefly how to play the game. As you can see, it's broken down, sequence of play, movement. Then of course you're going to have combat and various other things. I've no idea what they mean yet. But yeah, cool. And I do like the odd colour picture, gives you an idea of what other mechs are out there and other people's different ideas for paint schemes. Cool. And then of course you'll have your summary card, which is always handy in gameplay, especially when you've just started playing a new game system and trying to figure out what everything does. All the modifiers are on here, heat point tables, attack modifier tables, movements and so forth. Yeah, cool, that's pretty self-explanatory. And then of course this much thicker book is the introductory rule book. I believe there are extra supplements you can buy for this. I'm not sure. I think Classic Battletech is the original one, but I could be wrong. If anybody out there knows, let me know, guys. Well, as you can see in here, basically it's full of the core rules. I'm not going to go through it page by page, but it's laid out quite nicely. You've got mission types in here as well, and shows you how to assign damage, transfer damage diagram. That's interesting. All sorts of stuff. Yeah, look, there's some cool mechs there. I think I've painted one of those. Not literally in this book, I mean one of the models. Wicked stuff. Yeah, so that should be really interesting reading. I'm quite looking forward to reading through that. And it looks like, yeah, we've got another sheet here, another summary sheet. Yeah, this has actually got hit points. No, it's the same. Oh, that's good. They actually give you two, one for each player. Then of course, naturally, you've got, and this is the first time for me, this type of thing, is where you assign damage to a mech when you're in battle. It's done on these cutouts that you just basically mark each of the segments on here until something's completely blown, I believe, and track all of your damage through one of these. There are various, I mean, this is quite a thick book. There's lots of different mech types on here, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's updates for this, because you know, with them bringing out new mechs when it was in production, of course, they wouldn't have all been covered by the primary rulebook, I doubt. But all of those can be photocopied anyway easily, and just so you don't have to damage your initial book. That looks really cool, that does. And there's a nice little painting guide in here. This just gives you a very brief overview, stage by stage, how one of the ways that you could paint these minis. It's only a thin book, but nonetheless should make interesting reading. That just a little tip book. And we have two. Now this is another thing that I'm not used to. There's two of these sheets. As you can see, there's, let's turn it around, hexes on here, hex sectors. The actual bases of the minis are actually hex as well. I don't want to unfold this fully, but I'd say that was a 2 foot by 2 foot square. That would be, if you wanted, part of the actual tabletop surface for playing the game. So if you was just doing it on a coffee table for small areas, just having to fight it out with some mechs, I should imagine that's what that's used for. If you want to play on a scenic table, I'm not sure how that worked with the hex segments, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. And finally, it's just a bit of a bump photo poster, sorry, and shows all the different factions on there: periphery states, minor states, and major states. Cool stuff. And that's pretty much it. Like I say, I don't know if originally there was minis in this box. Probably was. And they will undoubtedly be in the collection of minis to paint. But yeah, well, it's just a quick overview of this well old box set, which is in excellent condition, I might say. And of course you're going to be seeing the models that we are going to be using for this bit of old original uniqueness of a game system, if that makes any sense. So yeah, cheers guys, look out for more, see you in the next one.